and listen very carefully. I will say this only once. Now, a secret file from 1945 giving advice to surveillance officers has revealed that false moustaches and beards didn't make very good disguises. The writer said it may be considered essential in Secret Service films, but in practice it can be deplored. A false moustache or beard is easily detected, especially under the high lights of a restaurant, pub or in a tube train. Some terrible wigs, probably. So, ladies, how good are you on keeping tabs on things? Would you have made a good spy?
I actually would have made a brilliant spy. Yeah, I would, honestly. You know, I told you last week, Mark calls me Columbo because I'm always picking up on little things. And I think it's because I lived on my own for so long, you know, and... well, for example, I went in the other week and I'd stayed somewhere else for the night. You know, I've got, like, an office that I stay in sometimes. And I got home the next day and I looked at the bed and I went, "You didn't sleep in that bed last night, did you?" And he went, "Yeah, I did, yeah, I did, yeah." And I went, no, you didn't." He went, "I did." I went, "Oh, well done, you've made it really well. It looks really good. Looks like I've just made it." Anyway, a couple of hours later, he confesses, "Do you know what? I didn't sleep in that bed last night. How did you know?" And I'm like, "Well, because I left it like that and I know exactly how I leave it." So he does call me Columbo. And he always lies about what he's eating.
Does he not walk on eggshells around the house if you talk to him in that bossy, mummy way?
No.
Oh, well done.
Food. Listen to this with food. Come
No,
on.
but with the food, you see, I always say, "What have you had for your tea, then?" I am like his mum, aren't I?
Did you eat your tea? 5 a day? We know he has his 5 a day, but it's not carrots.
I have to make sure he eats. "So what have you had for your tea?" And he goes, "Oh, nothing, I just had half a sandwich." So and then I look in the bin and I see all these things and I don't look in there for stuff, but I just put stuff in the bin and I see stuff in there and I can't help picking him up on it. So why did you say you only had a sandwich when there's, like, 3 packets of rice?
Probably because he's a bit... He sounds like he's a little bit scared of you.
What about you? What about you? Do you ever tell little fibs to him? Would he know if you were telling a lie?
No, he wouldn't know.
Are you a good liar?
I'm an absolutely brilliant liar. In fact, I honestly, for a few years, I went through a phase of making up really elaborate jumbo lies just to see. Yeah, for fun. Just to see if I could convince people that I was telling the truth, and they always believed me. But I gave it up. I gave it up, and I thought, I've got to stop that because it's quite damaging. One of my friends got very, very upset when I told her. I told her. I can't tell it, it's too awful. And she actually believed me.
You have to now because you've opened it up. Come on.
Well, no, I told her I was pregnant and I was having a baby, but I was going to have it adopted.
Oh, Carol!
So she believed me. It was terrible.
Shame on you.
That is a terrible lie.
Shame on you. So I think I stopped it.
I think that I'm... Yeah, well, I do know that I'm a good liar when I need to be. And I think that my husband Tim, is a brilliant actor, but a terrible, terrible liar. And it's just so transparent. And it's like, I don't go snooping. I did have a long-term partner that I did snoop on because every time I snooped, I found something. But it's like, "Tim, you know, does it use in London or whatever? What time did you get in last night?" "Oh, probably about 10 o'clock. "Well, I don't believe that you did get in. I got in at 10 o'clock. And then I'll go in and say, "It's like packets of matches from Stringfellows." So go, "Well, I don't mind that you went to Stringfellows, Sado. I don't mind that you did. But why did you not just say that you did?" "Because it's the only place you can get a taxi straight away outside." Shut up!
That's the best excuse I've ever heard.
They always go, "Tim, I'll get you a cab." "So did you go in there?" "Only while I was waiting the 3 hours for the taxi to come." I went in and had a couple of dances. It's so pathetic.
I'd have thought Tim would be a good liar because he's an actor. Eamon isn't an actor and is the most fantastic liar.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he, you know, not bad lies, but if he's late, which he always is, you know, he will absolutely tell a barefaced lie, look someone straight in the eye. I can't lie at all. I go bright red and I've got no, you know, those body language people would spot me
you do that bin
instantly.
thing, don't you, that Carol does?
Yeah, I am the bin... Eamon calls me the bin
thing.
police, especially if he's supposed to be eating healthily, which isn't very often. You know, so I'll open the bin in the morning and go, "Crisps, where have these come from?" I'll do like that. Coke tins. Yeah, no, I am the bin police.
I never, ever used to think I would ever spy on anyone or, you know, I was one of them. Oh, don't be one of those interfering, you know, insecure, kind of paranoid women. But, of course, when something bad happens to you, I turned into... I didn't even recognise myself. I became brilliant at finding things out. You know, if I found receipts... and didn't know where they were from, I would go back to the shop it was from and immediately on the spot come up with this elaborate story, because I found 2 receipts one day and it didn't say on them what they were, so I went back to this shop and said, right, I'm really sorry, but I need to speak to the manager because we're going to 2 weddings at the weekend and I sent my husband out to buy the presents and he's wrapped them and I don't know which present is which, so I need to know which receipt is for which present. And they told me it took about half an hour for them to go through all the receipts and all the books, because it was like from weeks ago.
The most surprising thing about that is that they believed a man had actually wrapped the wedding presents.
I know. I probably, as I walked out the shop, the manager was going, there's another woman scorned.
He gets it all the time. Men in my family are rubbish liars, just very quickly, years ago, when Matt, my eldest, was about 15, we'd always said, because there was this field next to the house, when I'm away, I know that you've been driving my Jeep round the field. Anyway, I knew that I'd seen the tracks and everything this day, and he lied and lied and lied to the point that Tim said, really, he's telling the truth, he wouldn't go. Fast forward to 2 years later, when an aerial photographer had happened by on that day that I was away, and there was the Jeep in the middle of the field broken down. It was fantastic.
Always lovely being
he
right,
nearly pooed himself, excuse me.
You can't argue with evidence like that, can you?
No, you can't.
Anyway, I think you're all great spies, ladies.